interest so far, we can go to and install a machine and have them
Which
use it.
which brings me just to another question that popped into my head about the export restrictions. Do you what's the deal here with the, like, say, different governments of the world, Canada, the U.S. If you do show that your adiabatic quantum computer can beat the pants off of any classical supercomputer later this year, and there's a chance that could happen. Do you anticipate there's going to be regulatory hurdles that may prevent you from moving forward? I mean, is the U.S. government going to swoop in and shut you down and say, hey, enough of this now, we're going to confiscate this, it's too dangerous for the world to have? Do you foresee anything like that?
Well, I don't think so. I think
Okay.
that the main reason why I don't think so is that this technology really isn't dangerous.
This isn't the
that
type of quantum computer that people have envisioned where it's going to decrypt large RSA encrypted.
Well, so the chips that we're making are specifically disabled in a certain key aspect that makes it so that you can't run Shor's algorithm.
Oh.
So they lack a fundamental piece that they would need to be able to do that.
And did you plan that into your chip just for that purpose, so you didn't get regulated out of business?
No, it wasn't for that purpose, but it was done deliberately. It was that when we first started designing the architecture for the chip, well, we took the philosophy of absolutely bare bones streamlined functionality for the problem we wanted to solve. So everything but what was absolutely necessary to do this optimization problem that I've been talking about, we totally neglected, stripped out.
It would have just been too complicated, too much to take on in the beginning.
Yeah, even this, which is the very simplest way that you can build a quantum computer that could be useful, is still such an exorbitantly difficult project. Sometimes I wake up in the morning and think, like, what the hell am I doing? It's so hard.
Okay.
So adding any more complexity than the chip that was absolutely necessary, it made no sense.
Okay.
It might be that in some iteration later on, we may decide to build a chip that was specifically for decryption, but we would probably do that as the U.S. government would be the customer, and they would say, please build us a decryption chip, and we'll see how it does, and we'll test it.
I see.
And then we'd say, okay, well, sure, we'd go ahead and build it, and they would either be happy with it or not, and it would depend on how well we could do that. But we haven't tried to do anything like that, and I don't foresee it happening in the near future.
Anytime soon, right? Yeah, you need to commercialize what you have right now first up, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and where you got to be a little bit humble about all this. Like, it's very easy to say, oh, quantum computers are so great and all that, but really, all we're doing is building a special purpose supercomputer for optimization, and we've got lots of competition, and a lot of stuff out there is really good. So when we come out with our first few models, we're going to be happy to be able to place a handful of them, and then hopefully the customers will love them and they'll come back for more, and we'll be able to build a business from there. But this is not going to be an overnight success. This is going to be a long haul kind of thing.
Okay, because right now what classical supercomputers do is they can do for a competitive price as compared to what, say, you're developing, is what you're saying, right? The customers
they have a 40-year, trillion-dollar head start on this type of technology. So we got a high bar that we have to get over, but we think that we can, and we're just going to keep our noses to the grindstone until we get there.
Okay, well, just as a review, you're still saying there is a chance that you will have a demonstration yet in 2008 that will prove the quantum nature of your computer, and that it would be able to be competitive with classical, say, mid-range supercomputer. You're saying at least there's a chance, right?
Yeah, for the first, definitely part of that, the business about being a quantum computer.
Yeah.
That's absolutely certain,
as far as you know.
I don't want to say anything's absolutely certain, but it's fairly clear. The second part about when we're going to be able to beat the conventional stuff, that's less clear, but I think there is a chance within the year.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. It's a very interesting interview tonight. Dr. Geordie Geordie Rose of D-Wave Systems. I want to thank you very much for joining us on the program this evening. And have a good evening.
Thank you.
Yep. All right, there you go. Talk on quantum computing on this Sunday evening. And I was thanks for asking the questions out there, members of the audience. Geordie Rose, yes, I'm very excited to hear what is going to happen later this year as far as quantum computing goes, and glad to see the type of problems that he is working on as well. The way he is approaching it, from an artificial intelligence aspect, that he eventually would like to see this, create a whole new paradigm, a whole new way of thinking, a whole new type of intelligence. It's very interesting. Of course, many people say, nanotechnology and biotechnology and artificial intelligence and quantum computing, it's very dangerous. Yes, obviously, there are probably some dangers involved. But glad to hear a great fellow like Geordie Rose of D-Wave is working on these problems. Any last... I see, Matt, a very interesting program tonight. I'm glad you think so. Again, I want to remind everyone to put in any wish list of guests, any guests that you might want to see. We have a forum that has a wish list of who you would like to see on the Sunday evening update program here. And I noticed, Matt, you did, and someone else did suggest some caloric restriction people, perhaps Arthur Devaney, or also the fellow Weindrich, who's doing the rhesus monkey study at UW-Madison. I am sending out some invites to those people, so hopefully I can get some of those on the program as well, because I know many of you are interested in that and supplement end of things, the longevity type, science that is, the bio side of things instead of the artificial intelligence or quantum computing side of things. So I am working on getting some of those guests in for future programs, and hopefully we'll continue with that. So this program tonight with Dr. Geordie Rose of D-Wave, I'm hoping to see, as he said, a demonstration again later this year, although I suspect many people are starting to waver on, whether or not they really are doing quantum computing. He's absolutely certain it's happening. Other people out there in the physics community, physicist community, they're not so sure, and now that they're kind of delaying when they're going to have a big demonstration of, further computing, qubits, I think that, more people are going to start to question things, especially if it gets close to the end of the year and they still don't have a demonstration. I'm sure that's going to turn some heads, so I'm wishing him luck. Definitely wishing him luck. I'm hoping to hear from them later in the year. Maybe we can get him on the program and get him on the program when they do make an announcement. So that will be the official end of the Sunday evening update on this Sunday, July 6th.